Pisces, welcome to your just-in-time intuitive tarot reading. If you're watching this, Pisces, do trust there's a message here for you. If you are a regular calling back in for another reading, welcome back, Pisces. Great to have you here. And if you are a newbie, welcome. My name is Bronya. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. Looking forward to bringing you through this message. Now, if you do enjoy it, please do like, share, comment. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button. It does keep the readings flowing and the channel growing. Helps me connect with your energy. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You know I love to hear. Okay, we have got two oracle cards, number 27, Heaven's Door, and number 8, Power. Well, I can tell you what door is opening this week, and that is Lion's Gate on the 8th of the 8th, the 8-8 portal, and we have the number 8 here. This is a potent time where the veil is thin between dimensions. It is associated with manifestation, manifesting the hopes, dreams, wishes, desires of the heart. And if we take bold leadership, towards them, well, then we just might find ourselves, moving through our version of Heaven's Door as a metaphor for what leads us to, our best life here. Yes, it's going to require some courage, some power, some strength, some clarity. But I feel that Ace of Swords that I'm seeing there is a bit of a nod to a victory or win. Let's keep moving. So Pisces, I'm using the Divine Initiation Oracle and the Ethereal Alchemist Tarot today. I'll link these down below in case you want to explore them. And also I'll link you to my website should you want to get a personal reading or healing. I still have some spots for Friday for Lion's Gate, so you might want to jump on in. And I'll also link my socials, Instagram and TikTok, for different daily messages. All right, well, you are being told to go within. Maybe that's also Heaven's Door, and I was actually noticing that number 27 adds to 9, which was the number of the Hermit. And it feels like there is some inner guidance maybe that wants to come through. Maybe that's when you get clarity on your direction or your next step. So go within, trust your intuition at this time, and there might be some powerful reflection also. All right, let's keep going. All right, what have we got from the tarot? I always find the first card out is telling. 5 of Cups. Well, this is the energy of loss or disappointment, but it is also a point of change. All 5s are in tarot. They're challenge points that ignite change. The 5 of Cups often talks about something that's lost that we can't get back in the same way or the same state. So there has to be transformation. But the 5 of Cups leads us to new opportunities. But we have to be mindful not to rest too long in the grief. We should feel it all, but we should not become it. The Queen of Pentacles is here. Capricorn energy, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And I always say she's danced with the devil and refocused her energy. The devil being the energy of the 5 of Cups, the darkness that can engulf us, but you're being asked to refocus your energy on your hopes, dreams, and wishes, all right, and re-enter Heaven's Door. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, the types of outcomes here that you might be trying to manifest could be growth in terms of money and finance, investment, work career opportunities, starting your own business, building a home, adding to your family. These are all the nurturing, nourishing themes of the Queen of Pentacles. And the reason why I don't know if I said why I mentioned that she linked to the devil, because that is the major arcana of the Capricorn energy. Knight of Wands. Now, there could be a messenger of opportunity here. Maybe like you go within and you get this little nod that it's the time to do something. I'll give you a little example from my personal life. Quite a few years ago, I was up visiting my sister, and she was in a part-time job, which she liked, in the design industry, but she had this goal of buying her own home and being more financial. And we sort of figured out, well, you're not going to get there in this current role, unfortunately. And I said, well, let's jump online and have a look. And we jumped online, and there was this perfect opportunity for her skill set. The applications were closing on Monday, and I think we were doing this on Saturday or Sunday anyway. she ended up putting in this application, and she was successful, and she had 5 years there. And during that time, she was a Queen of Pentacles. She bought a home, and she really positioned herself. So what I'm saying is that sometimes when we go within and we have that feeling of, oh, there's got to be change here, that is the ignition point. And we were working together. Obviously, I was having that intuitive calling to say, jump online. When we go within, that's when we sort of get those messages. And one action like that can change the whole course of your life. That's the feeling that I get. The Knight of Wands is some kind of communication, like whether it's coming from within or whether you're sitting there with a friend or a family member and there's that ignition point between the two of you. That's how it works. So that's intriguing. That's not the first one of those circumstances that I've, been able to be, part of the catalyst with. Because the Six of Pentacles is the tables turning. We go from the 5 to the 6, which is balance and harmony. It's a receivership of tangible outcomes. I mean, in this card here, we usually see, like in the Rider-Waite version, we see the Beggar and Emperor, the Beggars and the Emperor. And I feel that you're coming from, like, as a metaphor, of course, the Beggar energy is the 5 of Cups. Like, I'm not feeling fulfilled. I'm sitting around with 5 empty cups. Whereas you're shifting into the Emperor's energy. I trust that I can create. I am building my life. And because I've shifted my energy, I am now receiving aligned opportunity to make that happen. All right, I've got the energies that I need here. So I'm going to make the spread. I've just pulled Judgment and the Six of Swords, and I have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The 10 of Wands, I feel, signifies the end of the hard cycle, the end of the emotional load of loss that you have been carrying. This is the judgment point, the awakening point towards Six of Swords. Notice the second number 6 coming through. The getting in the boat and moving forward to new shores. Now we see 2 lots of 3 of Swords here. You could have had a double disappointment, or the 5 of Cups moment might have touched 2 areas of your life, like a loss of money, loss of job, or loss of relationship, loss of home. You get the idea here. But Judgment is the divine reckoning that leads us to the world, right? That's the next major arcana on from this. The only other major arcana past this point, the very last one, where we open up our next profound cycle, which is through heaven's door towards the light. Yes, this is requiring strength, courage, and power, but you've got this. In Judgment, we see these people that usually launch out of these small coffin-like spaces, which I always say holds the devil energy. That is the release of the 5 of Cups. What has become the black cloak that you wear? What has become the grief that was engulfing you to a certain extent? We have this energy of rising above, of liberation from a painful cycle that was starting to become, energetic for you. 10 of Wands, maybe losing your energy or might have affected your immunity. Like, we know that stress can become physical really easily. I've experienced this in my life multiple times, right? With, autoimmune and things like that from stress. But we can always heal things like this as well, to a certain extent, of course. So we have the 6 of Swords here, and like I said, this is a transition energy. So there might be a transition period first, but this is the week around Lion's Gate where you make this declaration to yourself, I am moving forward. I no longer will sit in the 5 of Cups, and that's going to lead you to somewhere amazing. It's going to lead you through heaven's door. We don't know what is fully through there, but we can see the sun energy, which is illumination, growth, rebirth, empowerment. And there is a feeling of stepping into the unknown. So maybe you've been sitting in that 5 of Cups energy here, Pisces, because it's the familiar, and it's part of you that was still attaching to the familiar known past. So it's almost like the bravery is in the letting go and surrendering to the unknown, but you're being told that unknown leads you through heaven's door. Okay, I'm going to leave it here, Pisces. I hope that made sense. If you did enjoy it, please do like, share, comment, hit subscribe. Check out my website below, first link, should you want to arrange your personal reading or healing. And I will link my socials, Instagram and TikTok as well, for different daily readings. I'm sending you much love. Bye for now.